Personal injury lawyers fight tort reform by saying, who but we will deter bad companies from hurting you, bad doctors, and who but we will get compensation for your injuries. And it's a good sales pitch, but it's filled with deceit for lots of reasons. But for now, I'll just focus on one nasty unintended consequence of the trial lawyer's work. I experienced this one myself. I once hired a personal injury lawyer so I could sue someone. I won a settlement. People say this proves I'm a hypocrite because I criticize these lawsuits, but I don't think I'm a hypocrite because I acknowledge some of these lawsuits are useful. Now, I sued Vince McMahon and the World Wrestling Federation because I was told that he and the WWF instructed one of their performers to do this to me.
Is this a good business?
Yeah, it's a good business. I wouldn't be in it if it wasn't.
Why is it a good business?
Because only the tough survive. That's the reason you ain't in it. And this punk holding the camera reading he ain't in it. Reading these rednecks out here ain't in it because it's a tough business.
That's terrific.
Wait, is that all you got?
I'll ask you the standard question. You know?
Standard question.
I think this is fake.
You think it's fake? What's that? Is that fake? Huh? What the hell's wrong with you? That's open hand slap, huh? You think it's fake? You come like them. It's fake? Easy. Huh? What do you mean? Fake.
After that, I crawled away. I fantasized I should have hit the guy with my microphone, but that would have been stupid. He was 6'8", weighed 280 pounds. His name is Dave Schultz, for those of you who care about these things. Anyway, after that, I had ear pain. For more than a year, loud noises hurt my ears. So I sued. I thought they should be taught they can't beat up reporters who point out that pro wrestling is fake. And as part of the lawsuit, the defendant has you go to see their doctor, an ear specialist in my case, and their doctor, without examining me, said, I think this is a jurosomatic illness. A what? I asked. Jurosomatic, he said. It means you're holding on to your pain because you're involved in a lawsuit. I was furious. I said to him, how dare you accuse me of that without even examining me? And he backed down. But you know what? He was probably right. Because after we settled the suit and I got paid, my pain slowly went away. So maybe my injury was jurosomatic. Do people hold on to pain because they're involved in lawsuits? Why not I ask this orthopedic surgeon? He no longer practices full-time. He stepped down to a less useful occupation. He's now a U.S. Senator from Wyoming. So jurosomatic illness, can you imagine this?
Well, actually, it's something I learned about in medical school and in my residency training, seen in practice, and it's we used to call it the green poultice. A poultice was something used to apply to an area of pain for hoping that it gets better, and green being the money application. But this is legitimate injury, as in your case, legitimate pain that hung on for a long time, and people believe that pain is going to be permanent. It does seem, though, that if there is a lawsuit filed, that there's until that drags through the courts or a settlement, which is a long-term process, the pain continues. And then only once that is settled does maybe the stress of all that go away, and then the pain go away as well.
And the effect I could feel on me was that when you're involved in a lawsuit, you think about it all the time. You're furious at the opposing lawyers. I was furious at the wrestler. I think about my ear pain. You're less likely to go on with your life.
Well, you're stuck until that issue is resolved, and you get fixated on it. There's high anxiety related to it, additional stress, and I believe that the pain continues until that comes to some resolution.
Now, a British psychiatrist wrote, if you pay people to suffer, they will suffer. Injuries that would be self-limiting become permanently crippling. The litigant, formerly healthy, rapidly succumbs to every kind of unprovable ailment. Headache, loss of concentration, dizziness, depression. When a man says his whole life has been ruined by some accident, I know without having to ask I'm in the presence of litigation. It turns hypochondriasis into a way of life. This really rang home to me, and these kinds of ailments, not so much ear pain, but dizziness, headache, back pain, these are these things that are hard for doctors to cure. They may be psychological.
And there is usually some real cause that began the thing in the first place, but it hangs on for a lot longer than one would naturally expect. And I think it's related to the anxiety or the tension and being under the stress of a pending lawsuit. Now,
before you were a senator, you were an orthopedic surgeon. The ordinary people would think, that's clear, you fix the guy's bone, he gets better. But in orthopedics, there's a lot of this too, right? That there was even one study where they gave people fake knee operations and they got better.
Well, there are a lot of aches and pains that we take care of in orthopedic surgery, and there are a lot of injuries. Car wrecks where the pain just won't get better, and you're trying to figure out why isn't it gotten better. You can
person's wearing a neck brace.
All of the different things, using a cane to walk, a back brace, taking medication, asking you for muscle relaxers, pain pills, whole host of things. You say, this person should be better by now, and yet I can't find a cause, nothing I can actually physically put back together as an orthopedic surgeon, nothing that has a surgical response. And often, once this case is settled, the pain goes away.
Thank you, Senator John Barrasso from Wyoming.